you're looking to start a podcast, looking no further, Bravery Studios is the place to make it happen. New Jersey's #1 podcast studio. All you have to do is come here and speak and leave the rest to us. We handle the production. We do the editing, uploading, graphics, logos, everything. You name it, we do it here in Bravery Studios. Don't let these ideas live rent-free in your mind any longer. Come to Bravery. Become a Braveheart. Start your podcast today. 2 days ago, I was at the family Thanksgiving, and Jenny, Albert's sister.
Yeah.
She was like, "Irving, what are you doing here?" I was like, I guess we're twins, bro. I guess we're twins.
Do. Yeah.
Yo, shout out
for sure.
Marvin and Irving, bro. We both got Vins in our name.
Yeah.
And I
That's a fact.
think you're born the day before me.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I didn't even know that until I got older. Until Facebook.
Honestly, I was thinking about doing a goatee thing and just coming in here to fuck with you a little bit.
That'd be funny.
I know people say that.
You could boss my employees around and shit. Yeah, that'd be hilarious, bro. That would be hilarious. Come in.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Andre in the building. What's up, bro? How you been, man? Yo, and if it was anybody else, if it was anybody else, I would never let somebody walk in when I'm doing a podcast. But this is family. You're good.
It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird.
You can sit right there if you want. You're good. That's off camera over there. Yeah, it's in the blue chair. But yeah, bro, thank you for making time for this, man.
Of course.
Thank you. I knew I was like, yo, if it's Thanksgiving, he's gonna be around. Let me try to get him in for a pod, bro.
Word, yeah.
Yeah, bro. So you are a chef.
Yes.
You are like college educated chef, trained in all that stuff.
Culinary arts.
The culinary arts and all that. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, technically, I only was in culinary school for a short amount of time. The way that went was I was in going to culinary school. Yeah. I had a buddy who was working for, at the time, was like one of the best chefs in Philadelphia. And he offered me a job. He pretty much put it to me like, you could get paid to learn or you can pay to learn. And
got you.
It went pretty simple after that. Like I left.
And when did the cooking thing start, bro? Because growing up with you, I never heard you ever talk about food unless you were eating it.
Yeah. Well, in that sense, I feel like I was always obsessed with food.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You never talked about it, at least not to me, bro. I mean, you moved away. You moved to PA like when we got older, but I never saw you cooking nothing as we were growing up, though.
Yeah, no. And I think the PA thing too added to it because like I went to a place where like they were eating a bunch of different stuff that I'd never seen before. I'd never seen a pierogi before until I went to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It was like
shout out to Lebanon, man.
Yeah, shout out.
Those visits to Lebanon, they were always dope, man. Yeah. They were always dope going out there. 3-hour drive. I used to go crazy in the car while going to your house, bro.
Yeah.
Like all six of us on that car ride used to go nuts in that. I don't know how my pops did it. But yeah, man. So, what age? When did you start cooking stuff up?
I feel like at one point it was just pretty much like a necessity. Like I literally had to feed myself. Like my parents were both always working. My brothers weren't gonna cook for me, So it was me just finding what I can find in the kitchen and figuring it out.
But I'm imagining at some point. You were like, let me get special with this. Let me not just make toast, or let me not just fry chicken.
Well, when I was in high school too, I was working at a pizza shop. So that kind of was like a little introduction into food, But to do it professionally, I think there was a time where I was going to normal college instead of art school. Oh, that's a scam, by the way.
Yeah, it definitely is. Scam in a sense, because I think the networking part is really good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's the only good part of it, the networking. You meet people who like, all right, I could introduce you to this person and that person.
Yeah, and it was kind of, when I was going to college, a girl was like, oh, you're Dominican. I've never had Dominican food. I made her arroz moto, some chicken with all my friends because it was like her house. Like she lived off campus and we were able to like maneuver like at her house because she had her whole house. And I made them food one day and it was just the way like watching people eat my food.
Yeah.
Like I got addicted to that and I've been continuously
Gotcha.
Trying to get people to taste my food.
Yeah, that's the goal of a chef, I imagine. I'd imagine.
Well, the goal has changed now, honestly.
Yeah.
So, just because of kind of just becoming like going through the industry, I don't think I want to have a restaurant.
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
This is gonna get into like your main objective recently, right? So on on Jasper Street, bro, I pass by that house a lot.
Yeah,
And I
do
look
too,
at it.
Anytime I'm here, I try to go by.
I think they cleaned it up now.
Yeah,
They fixed it up.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, because that was a wild spot. And Jasper became like the toughest neighborhood in Patterson at some point when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like you guys were out there. That's why the family moved, right? You guys got out of there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going to your house, bro, and playing on the second floor. Like there was like I think it was a mattress we used to bounce on.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And then I think remember we used to go to the bodega. I remember going to the bodega and we didn't walk through the sidewalk. You were like, yo, I got this path. It was like, you got to go under this piece of wood and you got to like cut through this tree, this backyard.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the craziest adventure. Yeah. Yo, childhood was dope, bro. Yeah. Your house was always a good time, man. I even remember when you had the Hot Wheels computer. I was like, my cousin got a freaking Hot Wheels computer, bro.
It was a straight.
Everybody has Hot Wheels cars. He had a Hot Wheels computer.
That's true.
Watching, downloading hella shit on Kaza on there and everything, and LimeWire and all that stuff, man. But so when did you decide to move to Philly? Was it like because of cooking you went to Philly?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was for school or for a job?
The school I initially went to get into cooking was in Philly, so yeah, I kind of had to go there.
Got you. And you're still out there to this day.
Yeah. I had a brief stint in New York City, but
you were working out there too?
Yeah, I was in New York City, but I was like Philly was just a better fit.
Got you.
To live to work in the industry and to live somewhere like Philly is just better because I don't have to travel like 40 minutes after I'm done at a restaurant to go home. Like,
yeah, I bet. Yeah, the New York life is
if I have to take a
wild thing. Yeah,
it's like 10 minutes. It's okay.
Got you. What's it like being in Philly? Philly got all that history. You got all that culture. You got the cobblestone roads.
Yeah.
It's a cool town.
To be honest, I don't go. I live in Center City and I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, when you first got out,
yeah, that's true.
And it's so far from Lebanon too. Like,
sure.
I wouldn't even like when I used to go to your house back in the day. I didn't know how far things were from each other in PA.
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh is like a 6-hour drive.
Oh, yeah.
Philly's in the exact opposite, like more south of PA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And PA's big, bro. It's a lot of space out there.
Huge.
But I think another thing that drove me out there was just like I don't know, man. It's like I moved when I was young. I got to a point I was like, I want to kind of do something else. I want to move again. So I moved again.
No, shout out to you for like adventuring, bro. I haven't gone. I never lived outside of Jersey. I never lived outside of freaking 15 minutes from Patterson.
Yeah. But that's a good point because when I was young, I used to be obsessed with the Snapple facts.
Yeah.
The Snapple facts said that 99% of people are born, live, and die in a 99-mile radius.
That's wild.
So like, I wanted to.
You're like, I'm gonna get out there,
break out 100 miles. Like,
nah, it's cool. Yeah, because if you draw a line from the place if you get a map and you draw a line from where you were born to where you die, would it just be a dot?
Yeah. For a lot of people,
for me, it would be a little dot.
Yeah, for a lot of people, it is.
That's wild stuff to think about, to consider. But shout out to you for venturing out and seeing stuff, man.
Yeah.
So you're a chef. You are enjoying the life in the beginning. Yeah. Talk to me what it was like cooking for the first time at a fancy restaurant. Like,
nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
You don't, for the most part, like luckily I went to school for that time because I had knife skills and certain things that like I wasn't walking in blind.
Yeah.
So I was kind of okay in that sense, but Yeah, it's a tremendous amount of pressure for somebody who you have like a small idea of what's going on, but really like you get thrown into the fire and it's pretty much like sink or swim.
And you have like a head chef who bosses you around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the big wig in the restaurant who like always has an attitude too, right?
Yeah. Yes and no. Luckily, throughout my career, I've always managed to like stay close to the good chefs.
Got you.
Like if you were that guy that was gonna like throw things and like be crazy in your face, I was not gonna work for you.
Which one's more common? Is there like more good chefs or more of these ego?
The crazy, the erratic,
Yeah,
in your face, being an asshole chef is more common.
yeah.
And
And for some reason they cook the best food. Yes or no? No? Because how do they get to have chef if they're all nuts like that?
well, that's also another thing where it's like egos are created when you like can see what's actually happening in the background, you know, like yeah, he may be the head chef, but he may not be the best cook there. That's why I kind of like sometimes I don't at work for the last few years I haven't allowed people to call me chef. Like, hey, Chef Irving.
Really?
No, just Irving.
Really?
Like, I don't need the title. I don't need the ego, but line up course for course with me.
Got you. Got you.
I cook. I'm about the sport. I don't need nothing else.
Got you. Hanley's over there like, nah, I'll take Chef Hanley any day. Call me that shit right now. So at some point in this career path, things started to sour for you. I think I'm only watching from a distance because I'm seeing you from social media.
Yeah.
I don't get to visit you as much. I'm working on the business. You're working on your thing, but it looked like at some point things went south, like with what you did, with what you love.
Actually, it was sour pretty early on. It was just like I continued to ignore these things that I was seeing.
Got you.
You know.
And what were some of these things?
I remember being a young line cook. Like, one thing we do at restaurants is like everybody make a staff meal for everyone who's working. And, you know, at some places it's a competition. We try to make the best lunch. And I felt like there was a run where I was just making lunch where people were just like, it's not good. He's not there yet.
Oh, wow.
And then I made something and like one of the chefs was like, oh man, this is so good. Like I'm willing to pay for it. So, I said to him, well, sure, but what's like my cut, like for a percentage? Like, what's my percentage per plate if you take my idea? He looked at me and goes, oh, you think you get royalties? It's like, you silly chef. And I was probably 20 years old at the time, but even at
you were green, you were hella green.
Even then, I kind of understood. Like, wait a minute, they're taking something that I created and I made, and they're able to just take money from it.
Was that the whole point of the staff meals, like so they could learn who has a special recipe?
No, I think it was just like people.
It was a camaraderie thing.
Yeah.
But it seemed like an easy way to find out. Like, all right, this guy has some
good. Like, it's a good way to separate the good from the bad.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
So then these guys, that's the exact moment where you were like, I gotta like watch out for my coworkers, or the camaraderie's not 100% real.
Yes.
And then I guess you started to be outspoken about it because I started seeing posts and like
always. And
then recently, well, not recently actually, maybe a year or two ago, you wanted to document this because you wanted to talk to other chefs and you were pointing out discrimination and, you know, I guess abuse in the industry.
Yeah.
So what made you want to pick up a camera and start documenting all this? Like you said, the world has to know all this.
It was actually after one of my stints in New York City.
Yeah.
I was living here in Patterson. I would be, late nights taking the bus, the meetup bus. Shouts out to the meetup bus. I'd be taking the meetup bus from New York City just down to Patterson and just like in my own head, like I kind of came here, helped these people establish this restaurant, and I was kind of just like not loving life. And so like I started to write things down and just write things down. I've always been into writing for whatever reason. But one day I was like, I'm gonna make this I'm gonna make this a documentary, because there's so many cooking shows where it's all about like the lighthearted and this tastes amazing, blah 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 blah. Like Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Like I can't watch those things. It gives me anxiety. Like, oh, why are you doing that?
Yeah, he's over the top, bro.
So
He's
like
over the top.
I wanted to be able to create something that somebody like me, like a chef like me, could digest and feel good about, and also feel like a connection. Because sometimes like we're seeing these people cook all these things in on TV, and they're missing the human part of it. So that's kind of what I wanted to do.
That, and I remember the video where you pointed out, I think you went on Google and you Googled top chefs in America, and you were like, let's see when we see the first colored face on this list.
Yeah.
And I don't think there even was one. I think
there was
the whole 10. There was one. There was one. And that's something you made like a mission to point out. Like, hey, there's chefs that are better than these. They're just not on this list because they're of color, they're minority.
100%.
Yeah, man. So you decide I'm gonna make a documentary. Is the point of the documentary to point out the flaws in the industry and also the discrimination against Black chefs?
To be honest, I don't think it's something that I need to point out. I think it's quite obvious to anybody who's been in an industry. Well, I guess it.
Well, if you're not in the industry, for me, it's a learning thing.
Yeah, but it's also it's kind of I don't know how to put this. It's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was something I had to point out. It was just something that I had to make sure I highlighted the people that weren't being like brought to the forefront.
They weren't getting their flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing for me.
Got you.
I mean, in my city, you can go to a fine dining restaurant and you're not going to see a colored person or a Black person in a front of the house managerial position. And even more rare, in the back of the house.
But you'll see them be the cooks and the dishwasher, every other position.
Yeah.
Every other position is filled by a Black or Latino or any other culture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes to a point where like even some restaurants, it's like the only like American people you see, white people you see, are the managerial staff. And it's like they kind of cloak themselves as like these superheroes to be like, oh, we're giving minorities an opportunity. But in reality, you're abusing them because you make them work wild hours, you pay them less. So where's the opportunity at, really? Like,
no, they found a group of people who are willing to do more work for less money, and they are taking an advantage of them. 100%. Essentially, that's essentially what it is, right?
Yeah.
So ideally, you're hoping that what you're doing with this documentary will change things then, right?
No. I don't expect it to change at all. What I want from this documentary is for those chefs that aren't being highlighted to just know and understand that there is another route that we can take because of the internet now, where we can like put our food out differently.
Yeah.
In my documentary, I interviewed my friend Nana. Shouts out to Nana. But I'm like a big fan of her. I want to be like her. And this is my friend because she has a supper club, which is kind of, I think, the future for chefs.
What's a supper club?
So you rent out, you create a menu, you rent out an event space where you can like execute this
Oh, it's like a
food.
pop-up shop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she has one of those, and it's like her food, the food she grew up eating, like straight African food, and she's like doing it her way, like adding the French influence and Spanish influences of cuisines that she's learned throughout her career and creating like something different because you don't see fine dining African restaurants. And she's doing it like her way. And that's big to me. So I think that's what the future is for anybody who wants to be creative with food.
Gotcha. Pop-up shops. I dig it. I know I've interviewed a couple people who are doing it that way. I had a ramen guy here last week.
Yeah, I watched
last
a little
week.
bit of that.
Yeah. He's doing pop-up shops. And then I had a Dominican guy that does barbecue.
Yeah.
He was really dope. And he just got on Vice. He just did a whole documentary on him.
Shouts out to him.
Yeah, man. So is that something you want to pursue too then? I mean, considering it's the future of it, you're saying?
Yes, but I think I've also put myself in a place now where I want to present my art even completely different than that. Like I want to, like I've written stories that I'm trying to turn into scripts that involve food and other things. So that's kind of what I want to get into for now.
Yeah.
So
how has it been doing a documentary then? Has it been like you're being enlightened? You are learning also new skills because you're doing video editing now. You're doing recording.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of enlightenment. But that's because like just like going through interviewing some people and like, you know, asking my friends like, hey, but like I know what we do is stressful. What are some things you do to help you with stress? And I found like a lot of them were like nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to try to teach myself how to handle my stress. And it kind of opened me up to like new challenges, like willing to do new things.
Yeah, you're going from cooking to video editing and videography. That's a real big curve. And you've never done anything before that. You've never done any video stuff at all?
No.
Yeah, man, that's a real big curveball right there.
Yeah, but
you're enjoying doing it, right?
Yeah. I
mean, it's dope.
I'm still learning. Like I just posted a video today, but like when I was showing it to my brother, like he was like, yeah, you like he was giving me constructive criticism, and I just kind of took it, and like he thought I was mad because I was being quiet, but it was just like, man, he's right. Like I just got quiet because I'm thinking in my head, yeah, I need to get better at this.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, bro. You have to be able to take the critics. Yeah. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's how you grow, man. I know people that can't take constructive criticism, bro, and they're in the same spot and just get pissy when anyone tells them that it's not good what they're doing.
I mean, if you can't do that, then you're just you're gonna walk in a circle. Like you're walking in a circle.
That's kind of like with cooking then too, right? Because if you can't take the criticism, I mentioned that part, you could relate to both sides of the story right there.
Yeah, and I think that kind of also helped me with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people tell me something I may taste like shit. Like, that's cool.
In those exact words?
Yeah, but he was being an asshole.
Yeah, it'd be an extra if you say it like that.
Nothing I make tastes like shit.
Nah, I would imagine, man. So, how far along are we with the doc?
We're in. I'm like in the final stages, which is kind of weird, because like so I have my friend Roman. Shouts out to Roman. He's been helping me with the graphic because he has like a lot more experience with that. He works for a sneaker boutique in Philly, and also just kind of been helping me on the side. And then my brother and one of his friends, 13, who's like a amazing music, and they've been doing the music. So I've kind of been like, for the first time in like the last few years, been able to like not sit back and just kind of watch other people. But it's kind of annoying because I'm so like I want to get this done. Like I was recently talking to Oakland, and he was like, yeah, I just got to figure something out. And I said, yeah, figure it out or I will. And he started laughing, and I'm like, what's so funny? He was like, I knew you were going to say that. I'm like, yeah, I know, because if you don't, I will. Like,
Yeah.
But it's been good because it's also been like letting me like free my head up to do other things. Right? You know, I'm writing a lot more. I'm doing other things. I'm focusing on, doing more yoga and trying to get more flexible in the morning because I feel like it helps me not be an asshole later on in the day.
I bet. Do you want to transition into doing like media now? Or you still cooking now?
I'm still cooking now because just because I've been doing this documentary
Mm-hmm.
and because of the things that I'm saying and my ideology, I've been kind of jumping around to other restaurants and kind of like using it to like go to places that are bad and be like, hey, this is not good. I don't like this. I won't be a part of this. I'm going to go ahead and leave.
Yeah, but are you also concerned that maybe it might be harder for you to get a job in the industry after you expose the industry?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm going around right now and doing it like that because there's a good chance nobody will hire me after this, after I put this out.
Nah.
But I'm okay with that because everything that I'm saying in the documentary is about that. But it was just important for me to, before I left the industry, I was like, hey guys, good luck. Like, nah, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do these. I'm going to work at these places that people don't want to work at because it's known that they work people terrible and it's like a terrible, toxic environment. I'm going to go there and I'm going to do it. I'm going to perform great. And I'm going to be talking shit about how terrible you people are at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing.
Then what's the goal after then? Because once you release this and you can't get another job in cooking.
I mean, I've been writing. So, I mean, after that, I'm going to try to make another movie. I have another story that I'm turning into a script. I know, guys, that are about scripts. I know that's not how you do it. But you know what? I didn't go to school for this. I don't care. Like,
I do it your way, bro. That's how I got this business.
Yeah, like it's better for me. In my mind, I enjoy writing the story out and then breaking it down into a script. It's just better for me.
Yeah.
So that's that's what I've been doing.
Whatever way works, man.
Yeah.
Whatever way works. Well, so what are you into? What kind of movies would Irving make, bro? Are you making action movies? You making comedies?
I have 2 food-based stories that I want to do.
That's smart.
You know?
Stick to what you know first. That's smart. Yeah.
But I want to do a Western. Like, my dream is
a Western?
Western.
Oh, that'd be dope, man.
Like,
that'd be dope. And you can still incorporate food into that, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you could definitely make it like what were they eating in the Wild West and all that stuff.
No, too. But it's going to be a Western, but I want it to be like in modern times. Yeah.
Yeah, bingo.
But
I dig that too.
Yeah, that's my ultimate movie dream.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, I'll tell you this, bro, and I think I've already told you this before. Don't try to make things perfect, bro. Don't try to depend on too many other people. They're never going to have as much love as you have for something.
Yeah.
And they're not going to work as fast on something if it's not for them or if it's not making them money. But just get it out there. Get the information out there.
Yeah.
Because even if you're at a loss of quality a little bit, as long as you get that project done, now you can use that project to show other people, hey, fund my Western because here's my last project. Now you have something to show for it.
Yeah.
You know? Just try to nail that. Not to rush either. You definitely don't want to rush it either. But I know how it is. I know how it is with these projects when you're on it for a while.
The thing I want to do now, like, it's in my eyes, it's done. But the way I want to put it out, like, that's important to me too.
What are you
like, I have to figure out that and how I want to do that because I think even the way you do that speaks
Volumes.
about volumes about how you're trying to approach your art. And I have a couple little things that I want to do, but that's kind of our focus right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can actually rent like huge like theater spots to display it for the opening. Like I had another podcaster who did that. He made movies and he rented the spot and it was a huge theater. What, like a single screen theater.
Yeah.
Where like back in the day, you know, you go in and it's like almost like a play, the way they take the tickets at the door and everything. You walk in.
For sure.
That was dope. That's classy.
Yeah.
Like you do it that way, that'll make an impact. Because the presentation matters a lot. The way people first absorb it, you know, because you watch it on YouTube, it's not the
that's what
you're watching on your phone. It's not gonna hit like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna hit different. You've seen it on a big screen.
Yeah, I want to do something different, and that's kind of my main focus right now.
Yeah,
is figuring out a creative way to touch people, like even without using the internet. Like I want to figure out something, like do something crazy like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, with movies now, you have to kind of be a little more creative. The thing with people and filmmakers, like new people getting into the game, is that it's all just, let me just throw it on YouTube. Let me just promote it on Instagram. Let me just make clips so people can go over to that. You're like, you have to kind of circumvent and find different ways around the marketing and making it creative to get people's attention. Because the thing is, with people, they're watching, their phone has so much content.
Yeah.
And they're watching so many mini micro movies on a daily. Like, it's a tough game. Media is a tough game. It is not easy at all. But I see movies for you, though, bro. I see that being a cool thing. And the transition, you'll be like Action Bronson. He went from cooking to rap. And you'll go from cooking to movies. That'd be crazy.
It was funny because I remember listening to, like, of course, huge in the rap, and so like I remember listening to like early Action Bronson and being like, this guy cooks. Like some of the stuff he was like formulating, I was like, no, this guy really cooks. So it's
He was a cook for the Yankees. He cooked in their VIP, I think.
That's cool.
That was his last job before he became a rapper. So that's a wild transition. And he does put the lyrics in his he puts all the experiences of cooking into his lyrics and stuff like that too. So it's a cool thing. And like I said, you could transition that into movies too. Like you have a scene where guys like breaking down a recipe or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you should definitely always try to make a movie. At least your first movie should be somewhere from the inside where you know so much about this topic that you can kind of make a whole 3-hour, 2-hour movie about it. That'd be dope.
And the thing is, like, you can't beat real life.
Oh,
like you can try to come up with the craziest little story in your head, but like there's something out there that's like that or better than that or something. Yeah. Like, so you have to take from within or your own experience, stories you hear, 100%. I agree.
What's been the hardest part about making the doc?
Learning how to use the programs.
The video editor. What are you using? Like Adobe Premiere?
Yeah.
Premiere, and then for audio, what are you using for audio?
So for audio, I record myself on Logic and then just export it.
And then how are you recording the audio, like of the people you're interviewing?
I have this cheap ass little interface and microphone.
Yeah.
Put a blanket over myself.
Oh wow. That's for the voiceover. What if you do an interview with a guest?
Oh, if I do an interview with a guest, I make sure my buddy Roman helps me out, and he has like a boom mic and a bunch of other.
Got you.
So yeah.
That's a daunting task. It's a daunting task, and you put a lot of weight for the first project. That's a lot of weight. Like not to compare what I did, because what I did was kind of was a lot of weight too, but it also was a little bit more humorous and jokey, so I didn't have to like worry too much about if the quality was bad.
Yeah.
But you took on a big like load for your first project. Which, yeah, man, that's aiming high. I don't knock it.
Like honestly,
I don't knock it.
it was something that I had to do. Like,
Yeah.
there was this idea I had, and I was like, why doesn't anybody make something like this? Well, I'm gonna make it. So
No, for sure. No, people need to know, because for me in my head, like, right, I think about cooking, and I think about I think about just eating in general. When I think about the best meals I've ever had, of course, there are a diverse range of colors on the person's face of the person that made the food I ate that I liked. And that was like a really long sentence for getting to the point where you're like, yeah, you would imagine in the industry that it would be more diverse as far as, especially cooking, bro. Cooking is a thing where, like, there's this Asian guy who kind of like knocks it out of the park, and you can only get his food at this one spot, and he's like a legend for this. And then there's the black guy who's the same thing, Dominican guy, same thing, bro. So yeah, to see like the ranking of the top chefs in America, and to only see white faces, like, yeah, I get it. I get why there's something off with that. There's definitely something off with that, especially because all the food we eat is foreign. How much of what we eat is American? Burgers?
I like talking a lot about that. Like, what is American
What
food?
is American food? Is it soul food? But that's black food, right?
That's exactly one of my points. Is American food is black food and native food.
Like
Like
Native American?
when people are cooking salmon on cedar plank and topping it with some kind of berry thing, like berry thing. Yeah, I am a chef.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
So yeah, that's Native American.
Ah.
And then when you think about what else is American, yeah, slaves were the ones who were given things here and taught to create something out of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Collard, there's nothing more American than collards. Like, that's how I see that.
And now that I think about it, hamburgers is not even American. I think there's a place called Hamburger in Europe,
Germany.
right? In Germany, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it comes from.
Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah, Hamburg. So yeah, what is American food? You know, besides like Native American and black culture food, soul food.
That's just what it is. It's just
So to not see
what
a
we're
diverse,
told is something different.
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, for there not to be diversity in the top chefs in America, or for minorities to not get credit for food that comes from their land, yeah, it's bugged out. I would be pissed off too.
Yeah. And I always like try my best not to come off pissed off, but I always come off pissed off when I talk about these things.
If you're passionate
But,
about
you
something,
know,
man, what are you gonna do? And people do appreciate passion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think some things that come from an angry heart. Like you listen to Gil Scott Heron, and he's talking about the revolution, and he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Like you appreciate that. Like, yo, homie was mad.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So no, don't be worried about coming off pissed. Be worried about. I think the only concern when you're that passionate about something is leaning too far into it, because then you end up in like the place where like radicals go. And it's like, all right, you had people, but you went into this radical place where it's almost like violent how you came at this. That's the only fear about passion.
Yeah.
When it leans too far into like violence. But no, I think you're good, bro.
I'm here for the revolution.
Yeah, man.
The revolution will be live streamed.
It will be live streamed on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, all that stuff. But it's something people have to hear. I've had podcasts. I've had a chef. I've had a black chef here who had a podcast here, and he spent most of that podcast apologizing for not exposing what Food TV doesn't expose.
Yeah.
Right? The Food Network doesn't expose. He's like, yo, we should have been at the forefront of this. We should have been had a channel of black chefs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
Yeah, I'm about building our own institutions, because Did you see what John Leguizamo posted on Instagram like 2 weeks ago, or maybe even a week ago? He was talking about how Hollywood won't hire Spanish actors for Spanish roles.
Okay.
And even though I'm with him, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of messed up. But I'm also about like, yo, let's build our own Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, I built this studio. I built this without a loan, without borrowing money, without nothing.
Exactly.
And
see, we could do it.
You could do it. You could do it. You could do it for sure. I'm not about asking anymore for a spot on the team, on the basketball team. All right, I'm gonna make my own team then. You don't want me on yours? Bet. I'm gonna go make my own team.
I like that.
For sure.
And I think in my industry, the problem is that we're kind of taught to backstab each other. I think that's one.
Oh, break that down, bro.
Major issues. People get caught, bro. Like, hey, man, this guy, we'll fire him. We'll keep you. We'll give you this much. Stuff like that. So, I mean, that's kind of one of the issues, and that's something that I always try to like preach to people. Like, if I go into a room and they give me some weird thing that like they might fire you and like try to offer me something, I'm gonna leave that room and I'm gonna come tell you. Because those people are not my peers. You, sir, you are. So I'm gonna try to help you, and I'm gonna try to let you know that this may happen to you. But like that doesn't happen a lot, and I think that that's a problem, because like you leave that place and you're bitter at me because of something that I had nothing to do, but I also didn't warn you about it, or I didn't look out for you. See, I operate off of honor, so I try to take that into everything I do.
No, you're definitely right. And the reason they have to convince people to backstab each other is because you go in the kitchen and it's all Spanish guys, and I'm the white owner. I'm outnumbered. Unless I can convince these guys to not trust each other, I kind of am not the authority in here. And that goes back to even like slavery. Like the way they manipulate these are the house ones, right? These are the ones that stay in the house. These are the ones that work in the field. These are the light-skinned ones, the dark-skinned ones. We got to get them to not like each other. That way the numbers are lower. We divide the herd, right?
100%.
That's exactly what they're still doing even to this day.
Yeah, I mean, there was a job I had recently where I didn't speak Spanish for like weeks. And it was because we didn't really have to at that point in time. But when they came a time where they were like trying to hire people and do other things, like I was just also being very quiet. I'm not trying to let these people know I speak Spanish. And somebody came in that I happen to know. And so, of course, he's like, hey, Dominicano, que lo que? And I'm like, ¿cómo estás? Everybody looked like, oh.
Irving over here speaking Spanish.
Get over here and interview every single person that's about to work for this restaurant. Because we're only going to hire Spanish people for the back.
Of course.
Because we're not going to pay them, and we're going to make them work 12 to 15 hours a day.
Of course. On a side note, and this is completely off brand or whatever, but your pops likes really German sounding names. Is that what it is?
I think we
got Hanle, we got Oakwind, we got Irving, and we got Anderson. I always wonder, like, yo, your pops really likes like very European, I think even German sounding names.
I think
that's pretty dope.
I think that was like one of the effects of the war too. Like, people went over there.
Yeah.
Like my name, a lot of Jewish people ask me if I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
Because of my name. Yeah. Apparently Irving is a very Jewish name. I had no idea.
Yeah. What's Hanle? Hanle's.
Oh, that Kyrie stuff sounds a little different when you like learn that. But like that's just how and I think my dad supposedly just had all of our names picked out.
Already? Yeah. That's cool. No, that's definitely cool. Yeah. You guys definitely have really unique sounding names. Even growing up, I always thought that too. Your pops was woke.
Yeah, he was woke before woke.
100%. He was woke before woke, girl. He was woke before woke.
Because he used to also say, after a few drinks, when people would be like, "You're Dominican," he'd be like, "No, soy Quisqueyano."
Yes.
Todos son dominicanos.
Honestly, your pops was the one of the coolest uncles. Honestly, him and my father almost look like twins. My pops is a little more dark skinned.
Yeah, they are twins. They're like my dad's like the mini me of your dad.
Yeah. Well, I think vice versa because my pops is younger. My pops is the baby of the family.
Yeah, but not by stature.
No, not by, we're talking stature. Then yeah.
Dad also has the greatest mullet. Like,
bro, people always talk to me about
all
that
time. Like,
you
can put his mullet up against anybody's mullet. In history.
I never asked my pops what was the goal with the mullet because he still rocks it to this day. It's never changed.
Yeah, I know.
Always to this day.
Yeah,
same look. It's like
went out of style, came back in style.
Yeah,
and he was still there
rocking the mullet. He ain't getting rid of it. He had a wine glass in his hand, rocking the mullet the other day.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's his style. But I guess we inherit a little bit of like what our parents do, cause
sure.
Yeah, cause my pops definitely had a style to him, and I try to have like a style to me too, and everything like that too, for sure. Well, some of us inherited it because I don't think my little brothers cared too much for style that much. I don't know, maybe Junior did have his little style.
That's true.
Yeah, man. But we went way off. But shout out to your.
I knew that was gonna happen
to your
at
pops,
least
though.
once or twice.
Shout out to your pops though. He definitely was. He definitely was a cool uncle. I think he's the only one that never yelled at me, bro. Cause Tyler Man has definitely yelled at me a lot of times. On Beauty, maybe like once. Beauty's cool too, though, bro. He's rocking a ponytail now. You seen him?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Beauty's cool too. Tyler Man definitely was a tough one though. Tyler Man, Beauty a little bit. Yeah. Your pops never reprimanded me, not once, and I was a bad kid.
Yeah, he didn't do much of that for us.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, nah. I got along really well with your pops for sure. And so, how's the parents with like the cooking thing? Are they proud of you? Like, shout out to your mom too.
Has not liked it for some time.
What? Why?
Because I mean, she like I tell her, some of the things that are happening to me and what's going on. So she's been trying to get me to do something else for a while.
Oh, wow.
So when I finally transition out of that industry, like, I'm sure she'll be very happy.
Yeah. But I mean, you cook for her and stuff too, though? She like the food, though, at least?
I mean, yeah, but my mom also is like a good cook. So like, like the other day, Thanksgiving, I told her I would cook because she's obviously very busy and I wanted to do that for her.
Yeah.
And she didn't let me cook that turkey, bro. We was arguing about how the turkey should be cooked, what temperature. The whole time. So
it's not easy. It's not easy to cook for your mom, bro, because they have it was like a religion to moms for cooking, right? Like you will like offend the gods if you put too much salt on something or the wrong season or 100%. Something like that, bro. It is treason. Like you betraying your country.
Like I tell people all the time, I'm not the best chef in my family. Like I'm not. I don't believe that because, first of all, if you ever go to Maria's house, our Aunt Maria is the queen of hospitality. Like,
yes.
If she don't have something to eat that you eat, like she's gonna make it for you.
I still got her food in my fridge right now.
Just like you just go, if you go down the line and there's just people bring, like when we had family parties, whatever that person brought to the table, they did that the best. Like I remember. So it was just always around for me. It was always there. Like inspiration was not hard to come by when it came to our family with food.
Yeah, hell yeah. I only just started cooking like last year, and definitely it's I didn't realize how therapeutic it is, and how happy you feel when you feed somebody else. Like you feel like like please, like it's almost like you're venting. You're letting them vent to you when you feed somebody a meal. It's a cool feeling. It's a cool vibe. It's cool seeing people's expression and liking your food and everything too.
I mean, what you're doing is giving that person life. You're giving them
facts.
When you cook something good and it makes you feel good,
facts.
There's nothing better.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like,
But even
that's what I'm saying. I've been chasing that feeling, that look on people's faces ever since I was that young man in college. I gave that girl some rice. That's something that simple.
yeah, yeah. But even when you transition out of the chef life, you got to still keep cooking though.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. This is and that's kind of throughout the industry, you come across people that say these little mottos um, I don't work at places where they hire people that cook to live. I live to cook.
Oh, it's deep.
So I take that very serious. I make sure the first meal I cook of the day is for me. The last meal I cook for the day is also for me, regardless of if it's a bowl of cereal, whatever. It has to be for me.
Nah, deep stuff. What's the best thing you ever cooked in your own opinion? Not from other people's opinion.
When people ask me that, I kind of always try to use the same answer because it's honestly how I feel. And it's something I've never cooked before. I am looking to fail to try to get real good at something that I never did before, constantly.
That was a lot. Hold up. You said I am looking to fail so I can get better at doing what I'm failing at?
Yeah.
I had to repeat that whole shit. That was a lot. Damn, bro.
It's just
what are you failing at cooking?
A lot, honestly. It's kind of a few years ago I read something called the Book of Five Rings. It was written by a Ronin samurai or a Ronin in 15th century Japan. And he kind of retired from dueling and was also undefeated over 60 matches, but engulfed himself in art. I'm not just good at this, I'm good at other things, and use all of these things to create himself into a person. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do. Ever since I read that, I've been forcing myself to learn other arts. I've been forcing myself to just find things that I'm not good at and try to better myself at that. I'm obsessed with trying to get better.
No, I dig that, man. That's how it always should be. And don't get comfortable. Never get comfortable. That's when you're stagnant. I hear you.
Yeah, people tell me I'm erratic and crazy because I don't sit still. Yeah, I know. Because I'm constantly thinking about things I could be doing rather than just sitting on this couch watching TV that's making my head hurt.
Yeah. I don't knock it, bro. What I would say is invest in a lot of stuff, equipment-wise and software.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those things, especially if you want to start making film,
Yeah.
you got to start, just locking everything in that you need. Because one is that the equipment has become more affordable recently. And two, everything you need to learn is on YouTube.
Yeah.
You just YouTube
Yeah.
all the steps for everything. But I know that there's things that are in this room that I use that I've had from the first day of me ever filming anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll probably am not going to use this anymore. I use almost everything to this day. Because you don't have to upgrade equipment that often. Especially not if you have an audio recorder on a boomstick. That's going to get the job done probably for a long time and not break 100%. Down on you.
Yeah.
They build the equipment a little, maybe not the actual cameras themselves, but a lot of the peripheral devices are built pretty sturdy because they know you're on the road with them because you're a filmmaker. You're not filming everything in one spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, lock a lot of those things in. Audio, boom mic, the recorder, maybe even lapel mics. Maybe not lapels. I don't know. If you're doing film, you don't need lapels. If you're doing the interview, lapels are definitely handy.
Yeah. I have a good amount of stuff for I'm gonna say 4 years. Been
so you've been on this road for a while then. You've been wanting to transition to film for a while.
I've been trying to yeah, because I it was big for me to like be. I didn't want to just give somebody an idea, be like, do this. No, I wanted to do it myself.
Yeah.
That way, like, there wasn't anybody that could tell me like, "Oh, nah, that's stupid," or like, "No, you can't do that,"
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm gonna know how to do it.
Yeah.
So, it's been yeah, I've been kind of like practicing even before I started actually really trying to do it.
Have you got like smaller projects? You got little things that
Yeah. Like the video I posted today, like that's just footage that I just have. Like I came up with that idea. Somebody was at my apartment. I'm like, hey, you're gonna be my cameraman today. So like
yeah.
it's just about doing. Like I have tons of footage that I'm not gonna use for this doc that I'm doctoring somehow, some way, just doing weird things to them just to like get better and figure things out that I'm not good at.
I dig it, bro.
Yeah.
I dig it. I mean, it's a long road, and it can be daunting at times, especially because so many people are involved in a filmmaking project. You'll never have a filmmaking project where it's just like, all right, I only need myself. That's the only part of it, getting everybody together. But for the most part, there's like crowdfunding things you could do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like I'm sure, especially in Philly, a film community where you could help out with someone else's project.
Yeah, I have a good friend in a I was initially going to put it in an independent film festival out there.
Yeah.
And me and the guy kind of became good friends because when he initially called me, shouts out to Benjamin. I don't know your last name, Benjamin. I'm sorry. He's an older gentleman too. So.
It's cool.
But we ended up just speaking on the phone for like over an hour just because like he was intrigued on how my story and how I kind of started doing this mostly by myself. Like I got a couple people that helped me, and it's hard to get them to force it. Like I'm about to force everyone into a room in the next month or so just to see where everyone is at. Like, do you like it? Because if you don't like it, like, let's do something about changing it. Do you like it? If not, like, let's do something about changing it. And just kind of like putting everyone's ideas together. Because I don't want them to just be like, well, do you like it? Just because it's kind of like.
You have to kind of show strangers too, like people who don't know you.
Oh, yeah. I've been showing a couple people roughs.
Yeah.
This is another thing, like, another good example of just like, when you want something and you chase it, like the universe like will help you.
Yeah, bingo. Big time.
I started just like going to the gyms in the morning just to get like just to release stress. And because I got so much going on with work and these projects. And one of the guys I ended up working out with also does film. He's a gamer and he's making a documentary about gamers. And it's just like, well, here we are 3 weeks next to each other, just like working out, and like we don't really talk to each other, but like I decided to break ice, and like we're both kind of chasing the same thing. It's kind of like be able to bounce ideas off of him, be able to for him to tell me certain
You're building
things.
a tribe, bro.
And
building
like
a tribe.
exactly, like,
Yeah.
But you got to like put yourself out there,
Yeah,
in ways that like you don't think are gonna help you and help you. Like I'm at the gym and I met somebody who can help me with something I'm doing. All I had to do was talk to that person.
that's all there is. Communicate.
Be open.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What's the art scene like out there in Philly? Like you getting ingrained in all that?
I do, and I don't.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, you know how art people are, man. Shouts out to y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't make it funny or anything.
That's how the
But
people that
like-
walk through this door in here.
But like, 100%. And I love going to art shows. Like, I have a lot of friends that are artists out there.
Yeah.
But it sometimes it can become like daunting.
Yeah. Communicating or like just the lifestyle?
Just be like having the like to maneuver
the crowds.
the crowds. I don't like being in crowds.
Okay, gotcha.
Like especially because if I'm out somewhere, like I obviously like have like I don't want to. How do I put this?
You don't want to offend or
No.
say the wrong thing.
It's just that I sometimes I go to places and it's just like I could be doing, like, in my head I'm always like I could be doing something else.
Okay,
Constant.
yeah.
Which is kind of like a bad thing because I tend to put all that stuff on me.
It sounds like you have like social anxiety. Like maybe
No,
that's
I don't, because
no?
I'm very open and friendly with people. Like, I enjoy talking with people.
Yeah.
You know.
But you're overwhelmed with the projects you have. So when you have free time,
sometimes I'm in a cave, and when I'm in that cave mode, currently I'm in one of these cave modes. Like, I don't want to go nowhere. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to listen to anything. I don't watch TV.
yeah.
I just like sit. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know, but for me,
Are you meditating when you do it?
I do meditate a lot.
Yeah.
I meditate before and after I do yoga. I try to get like a meditation session.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know that feeling. I know that feeling like, all right, I'm hanging out with my friends, but I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I could be finishing off my work. I could be doing so much more productive things.
Yeah, I attack those thoughts.
Yeah, you have to.
Like, I don't know. But then there's times where, like, I'm just outside all day, every day, doing things and interacting with people. But
you definitely got to fight those thoughts.
Yeah.
Because you are accomplishing something when you're networking with this crowd. And honestly, this is the crowd that's probably going to help you get further, because the art scene, forget about it. You're going to meet filmmakers, you're going to meet musicians, you're going to hear you're going to meet actors. Like, it's important to get in there, especially in Philly. Philly is a historical city in this country, so
yeah, I mean,
it's a big deal to get out there and make a name for yourself.
I have a lot of friends that are artistic and doing great things for themselves. But sometimes I get caught, like, when I'm telling you, when I'm in that cave mode, I ain't going nowhere.
I hear you.
I'm getting this work done and I'm putting in the work.
No, I don't knock it either. You definitely got to lock in when you're on a mission, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, once in a while, try to network with these guys.
I'm forcing myself to sign up, because, like, they have these little film fests, and you sign up, they put your name on, and you got to pay to go. So I'm forcing myself to go to these things just to interact with more people that are doing something that I'm doing. But sometimes it's kind of hard for me. Like, sometimes I just I feel it's unnecessary. Like, sometimes I feel like I don't need nobody to communicate.
You might not, but it'll make it a little bit easier, though.
Yeah.
For sure. Even finding like a mentor, like, I think mentors are important.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they usually let you down in the long run. No matter who they are, there's always something that goes wrong sometimes. But something to teach you enough that you could take with you to the next step. It's important. No, I think you should, man. I think definitely get out there. Let people know your name. Let them see what you're doing. Connect as much as possible, because
this is why I did this, because I felt like, because I'm not a person that, like, puts himself out there. Like, it's hard for me to do Instagram videos and stuff like that. Like, I don't like that. I don't like none of that. Like, I don't like putting myself out there.
You entered a field where
I'm forcing myself to do that. I understand.
You went into the wrong field if you didn't want
to. But, like, I feel like that's why it's important that, like, when I do these things, I'm able to be somewhat impactful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about them.
You got this, man. If anything,
like I told you, man, I read that book by Ronan, bro.
At least you read. That's a really good one too. I'm hard to read things. That one's good that you do that.
Yeah.
But if anything, you come from a bloodline where, like, people are knocking it out of the park. So
yes,
if me and you are sharing some DNA, bro, then at least for the most part, we got it from a good source.
True.
So you're definitely gonna hit it out the park, man. And
I appreciate
man. No, I wish you the best in all the endeavors, man. And when you're in Jersey, I'm probably gonna pull you out and, like, take you out to some of the. I'm only just now starting to get into, like, the Jersey City art scene, because Jersey City is exploding right now with, like, the culture out there is going crazy. So
There's a lot of I've been paying attention to, and that's kind of the thing. Yeah, I'm in my cave, but I'm watching all of you. Okay, I see everyone. Like, um, there's a lot of music too, also coming out of this area and also Philly. Like,
yeah, man.
and I pay attention to all of these things because like I have connections here. Like, this is home, regardless. Um, and in Philly because that's my city. Like, I'm watching and paying attention, but it's I can't put myself there. Like, it's hard.
I have a little weird question for you, bro. When did Hazleton become like the new Patterson?
I have no idea, bro. I blame
When
I
did that
blame this
happen?
guy.
When did that happen? I got like 30 people like, oh yeah, I live in Hazleton now. I'm like, why is everybody going there? I've been there. I've seen them. I know a couple. I'm like, what is going on?
That's
Is there
how
like
he
a
pulled-
pipeline? Like, bro, it's like a pipeline. Like, what is going on in Hazleton? Everybody from Patterson is moving to Hazleton. It's Patterson too. That's crazy. But either way, bro, I'm proud of you. I think you're
I
doing
appreciate
great,
that,
bro.
man. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You killing it out here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think cooking is something I never expected you to do, bro, but you seem like you killed it, bro. And
Appreciate that.
well, we're gonna do a cooking show one day. We're gonna do it in the
Yeah,
kitchen
man,
and we'll
go
cook,
ahead.
we'll whip something up, man. But thanks for making time for this. We're definitely gonna do more.
Of course.
And let me know, bro. Anything you need help with this, bro. Don't be embarrassed to ask.
Of course.
Cause not for nothing, bro. I got a team that could help you with this.
Word. That's true.
Any of these projects,
Yeah.
bro. This is not it wouldn't be something that you would be putting weight on my shoulders. It would be something where like, all right, let me see my connections. Let me see my own employees. If I can make him available to edit something for me real quick,
Yeah.
or record something real quick.
For sure.
Like literally, just ask, man. I'm here.
I appreciate that.
But I wish you the best, man.
Actually, let me do this one. So it's better for the mic.
It looks better on camera.
Yeah, let's do that again.
Yeah, one more. Is there anything you want to plug in before we go? Shout out some more people you want to
no
give a spotlight to.
Everyone who I'm gonna shout out, they already know they shouted out by me just being here. Like, I'm
Bingo.
also, I want one question for you. Serious.
Oh,
question.
go ahead.
Serious
What's up?
question. One of the things that influenced me a lot about you and this place, yo, when you did Silk Cities, those Silk City songs, bro, I'm telling you, those, we gotta bring those back. Those are fire. Just because, you know what? Seeing that, like, people right in the neighborhood where I grew up and wrote a book.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, oh, mind blowing to me.
I'm working on something now. I'm trying to do it with this guy from another building called Prototype, and we're working on a Patterson specific project.
Yeah.
So expect that soon. I mean,
there's a lot
trying to do
of
it.
writers from Patterson, like throughout history. Like, if you dig deep, like, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm sitting here saying that I go home from work and write, like there's a connection, there's an energy there, and like we need
for sure. Patterson's a dope town.
Yeah.
It's I'm proud to be from Patterson. That's for sure. It's like Atlantis, bro, because it's like underwater all the greatness. Like it's like hard to find it for sure, but it's there, and it's yeah, man, the history. I'm proud. I'm proud of it for sure.
Yeah, word.
I'm glad our family chose to settle there.
Hell yeah.
When they came from the island, right? Because imagine being from anywhere else, being from Clifton, and they'd be like, damn, we ain't got no rappers over here.
Yeah, could have went that way.
The Bronx wouldn't have been bad either, though. I would have been all right out there. Somewhere where there's arts and culture, I would have been all right. Thank God Patterson has both, for sure. But this was dope. Like, this is the first time I've recorded a podcast with somebody from the family, so...
Yeah. I'm not gonna be the last, man. There's a lot of incredible people in our family.
Of course, bro. Of course, yeah.
More interesting people than incredible people, but we got both.
I mean, it could be just even for jokes and laughs, bro. Like, I was thinking of doing a podcast with just all the uncles, bro. Like on Father's Day or something.
Oh, that'd be dope.
With a dominoes table in the middle.
That would be dope.
That would be, right? Couple arguments? Yeah.
Maybe a fight.
Funny story. What was it? The last time I saw you, what occasion was that? We were all at Ada's.
I forget what that was. Oh, Michi's wedding.
It was Michi's wedding, the day after Michi's wedding. Okay. So I stayed late. And it was Biori, Radame, my pops, and somebody else. And they were talking about the fights they got into in life. And it was like the most interesting conversations. I've never heard them talk about fighting before.
Yeah.
And they were talking about going to clubs and getting into fights with people. And I was like, wait, you guys, I asked Biori and Radame. I was like, you guys ever fought each other? And like, there was a pause, and then they were like, no, never. And I was like, come on. I was like, come on, be honest. And Halime was like, no, I whooped his ass one time or something like that. He said in Spanish. But Amiori didn't want to admit it. I was like, you guys, there's a lot of respect that they have for each other that our generation probably don't have. Cause it's almost like Halime is so much older than everybody else, that I think he's like a fatherly figure too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's like a father figure to my father, because there's a huge, probably like a 15-year gap, I think, between their ages. So like, it'd be super interesting to hear like growing up stories, and just what was it like coming from DR, coming here, and everybody working at Frost King or whatever.
Yeah.
That was where everybody worked at. Our whole family worked at Frost King, bro. For years, I thought they made sugar there.
Yeah.
They do not make sugar there. I don't know I forgot what they make.
They do. Yo, I used to think that too. It's the Marshmallow Man.
The Marshmallow Man's there. What do they make there, bro? What do they make there?
I know they make duct tape.
They make like duct tape.
Industrial stuff.
They make industrial stuff. Why are they called Frost King, bro? Why are they called that?
Ain't no Frosties.
There's nothing frosted in there, bro. Huge ass. Yo, the guy looks like from freaking Michelin Man or the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Word, yeah.
I thought they were making sugar for years. I thought that was a sugar spot.
Our parents never brought home cake.
Never. But everybody worked there. Everybody. Your pops worked there too?
My pops did work there too.
Yeah, everybody, bro. Everybody. But yeah, this was dope. Like I said, a podcast with the uncles would be funny one day.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can make that happen.
Be here for them.
Yeah.
I need to be the guy playing dominoes in the background.
That'd be hilarious, bro. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, man, thanks again.
Let's do it.
Shout out to everybody watching. Make sure you sub, thumbs up, all the stuff that YouTube people say when at the end of videos. And we'll catch you next time. Keep on keeping on. Peace.